This is One-on-One. One-on-two, here we go. Major General Maria Falca-Dodson, U.S. Air Force retired director of the New Jersey Vet2Vet and Vets4Warriors program, and Lloyd, peer counselor supervisor for that same set of programs. I want to thank you for joining us. By the way, throughout this program, you're going to see a couple websites up and some telephone numbers. Those numbers are going to be for the New Jersey Vet2Vet program. By the way, and Vets4Warriors. Describe what the New Jersey Vet2Vet program is, General.
Well, actually, both programs are peer support helplines. So
for vets?
For veterans. Every person who answers the phone is a veteran. And in fact, some of our folks are still currently serving in the National Guard and Reserves. So we man those lines 24/7. We cover all service branches, and any time of the day or night, a veteran can call and get another veteran to talk to them and help them.
So, you know, they come back, you know, your colleagues are facing all kinds of issues, right? What are they facing?
Everything from financial issues, marital troubles sometimes, and, you know, basically sometimes they want to come back and speak to another veteran.
They do?
Absolutely.
So you describe your service. We're going to show some pictures of you in uniform. Describe your service.
Okay, so in 2008, 2009, I deployed to Iraq, to Baghdad, and I did some detainee operations in the high-value detainee facility. So we had the who's of detainees there. And I did some convoy missions and tried to represent the state of New Jersey the best way we could.
So you come back,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right, I want to make a difference. I want to help, right?
Right.
So you're a peer counselor.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Well, right now, for us, it means making that connection, right? So you can imagine someone coming back, and like a cop, for example, right? And they have something going on with them. The easiest way for us to make that connection is speaking to another cop or speaking to another veteran. So they call us is right away. It is, hey, you know, sometimes it's, yo, you're in the Army. Well, I'm Marines. I want to speak to another Marine. So
really?
Oh, absolutely, all the time, which is good because we have Marines that work with us as well. So they go ahead and get connected with the right branch, and we make that connection. The information starts coming out. What's the problems? How can we help you?
New Jersey Vet2Vet started back before anyone thought of any of this stuff in 2004-05, and we are celebrating our 8th year now. And that's limited to New Jersey veterans, but the Vets4Warriors is a national helpline, and we cover all 54 states and territories, and DOD funded that 16 months ago. Yes. Thank you for explaining my acronym.
You deal in acronyms.
I know, I do. It's hard to break the
That's all right,
military
General.
mold. But, you know, here's the issue at the heart of it. After World War II, we had 16% of the country had served in uniform, and every family member, every household either had a military member or they knew a military member, and they all had a common shared experience. They could go to work, they could go to school on the GI Bill, and they didn't even really have to talk about it. We know that generation, that's the greatest generation, right? So I say this is the next greatest generation because they're all volunteers. We've gone 38 years, 39 years. That's right, without a draft. But here's where we are. 22 million Americans are veterans, which is 7% of the population. Very small number. And those serving in uniform, 2.3 million, less than 1% of the American population. So you have to throw a brick pretty far to hit another veteran.
So it's hard to know of someone who served.
It is.
And so therefore we're not as conscious of it. By the way, let's keep putting up the website, the telephone number. There are vets watching right now. There are people who do know. Maybe there are people who may not know they know of someone, but someone is struggling right now. Someone is suffering. A vet can't get a job. A vet might be losing his or her house, marriage, into a substance abuse situation, right?
Yep, correct.
How about just filling out the paperwork that is necessary to get access to government programs, right?
I mean,
how do you help them?
I mean, Steve, imagine, and just to segue off what the General was saying, imagine, you know, this is a 6-year issue, right, since Vietnam. So imagine this resource for our Vietnam vets coming home. I mean, we're 24/7. You can call anytime. You speak to another veteran. And to answer your question about the paperwork, you know, we'll guide them through the process. We'll bring the website up with the resource that they need, walk them through it, give them a contact number. And once they're done, we also follow up with them in another week or so just to make sure that resource we gave them was okay or if they need anything else.
What's that like for you?
It's great. Imagine the kind of job I do. I wake up every morning. I'm looking for cameras. Like, I'm actually doing this. I'm going to help veterans, in my everyday life, and it's a great feeling.
Rewarding.
Absolutely.
And for you, and by the way, what's most interesting is that we just happened to see each other last week at the Edward J. Ill Awards.
Yes.
You were recognized with our partners at MD Advantage and Patricia Costanti. It's so interesting to see you interact in that world and be recognized for the work that you're doing. Is it hard for you interacting, going back and forth with military, civilian life, and is there a different culture in the military world that the rest of us just don't get?
Yes, there absolutely is. Military cultural competency is a huge issue. Providers need to be educated about it. Lots of facets of society, and probably employers need to understand the military culture as well as understand what it is to transition a military person into the workforce, whether that person's coming off that active duty or it's one of their Guard or Reserve members that went off for a deployment and then returned home.
Excuse me, I'll give you an example. Our production was running late today because bad weather, happens to be raining today. It's May in New Jersey. My information tells me that you came very early. So everything's running late. Did you come on military time?
Yes, we did.
See, you're laughing. You don't.
Absolutely.
If you come on time, you're late.
Absolutely.
In our
no.
world.
Is that right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
On time.
That's right.
That is the difference between military culture and the rest of the world.
The biggest part of that culture is our warrior ethos.
A
So,
warrior ethos.
never leave a person behind, and the mission is everything.
Oh,
So, it's probably in reverse, but it is what permeates everything that we do. And there are lots of other professions that are analogous, like law enforcement.
Yes.
But they're not the same.
And by the way, you
Because-
never blame anyone else. You always
No.
take responsibility.
Right.
Yes.
And you're always helping each other out. So one more time, let's do this again. We put up the websites and the information again. So if someone watching right now is either a veteran or they know of someone who's struggling, a family member, a friend, you can help them with what? Say it again. What kind of services?
They can call us 24/7, connect with another veteran, talk about their issues, and we will refer them, no matter where they live, to resources that we will find for them, whether they are for counseling, for VA services, for benefits and entitlements, for financial resources, legal resources. We'll connect them. Any part of the country, not just New Jersey.
And
Final word?
And if you choose to be a little bit more anonymous, you can also chat with us on our website
Correct.
24/7, and we'll take care of it as well.
And a big part of what we do, Steve, is one final point, is we call all of our callers back. We do follow-up to make sure that they got what they needed from the referral we gave them,
Yep.
that they're doing okay. We do a check on them. And we continue to follow them as long as the vet needs us, and we make proactive calls to the folks in the individual ready reserve as well.
General Lloyd, I just want to say thank you for the work you're doing now. Thank you for all the service that you provided to our country, while the rest of us enjoy the freedoms that this country provides us only because of the service that you've given us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Wells Fargo, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the New Jersey Education Association, New Jersey Council of County Colleges, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, PSE&G, and by Verizon Communications. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.